Straight Vietnam in this bitch. What the fuck is up? Road tripping, so this is gonna be a longer live stream. I'll be able to let this one rock for a little bit. I have a hold on here. I got about a 2-hour drive ahead of me. I don't know if I'm gonna stream for the whole 2 hours, but I got a 2-hour drive ahead of me. Do a little road tripping back to my hometown in Illinois, Freeport, Illinois. I was born in Chicago, raised in Freeport. It's about an hour and a half west of Chicago, more or less, about something like that. Too far to be a suburb. It's not a suburb, but it's a small shithole of a town. It's weird thinking about back home because I have a what up, Rick James? It's weird thinking about back home because all my childhood memories and all of the nostalgia that comes along with that, from music to pictures to just remembering my family, my uncles and my mom and everybody from when we were all younger. That's all a beautiful thing. But Freeport itself, this fucking black hole of a town, it's a fucking bad place, and I fucking hate going here. Every time I get into town, it makes me sad. I don't even be consciously sad. I be subconsciously, I can tell the vibration is low. I just feel some type of way even being there. But you know, growing up, family, like I said, growing up through my adolescence, my coming of age years as a teenager, meeting my my high school sweetheart, who I also dated through most of college, who I ended up having my first son with. Just all of the memories and all of my life being in Freeport, Illinois. It's a bittersweet thing because I love the memories. I love to reminisce and think about these things. The older I get, the harder it's going to be to remember some of this stuff. So I'm constantly practicing and revisiting, even just in daydreams or even like putting a stream out here right now, just reflecting on my life growing up, where I was, and you know, how that has made me who I am. And in all of that reflection, and all of the good and all of the bad, even though I can't stand Freeport, it's also the home of, you know, all of these memories that I had, you know, growing up and shit. Reflecting on all of that does a few things. Number one, it helps me solidify who it is that I am and where I come from, because I'm constantly combing through my history in my own life to see what things in my childhood I have carried on from my childhood, and why did I hang on to these different things, different personality traits, perspectives, if I still have any, that survived, you know, this growth in my life. All of that shit, it's all a beautiful thing for me to reevaluate myself, where I am, of course, where I come from and where I'm going. But it also helps me find a reasonable position to hold myself in my spiritual journey, in my soul's journey, in regards to other people. Because out of all of the good things and the bad things that have ever happened to me in my life, what I do know is that as long as I'm still willing, capable and willing to mingle at the party, to even occasionally dance at the party, just know that I am always invited to the party, with a limited invitation, because we all leave the party in death. But everything that I've done wrong in my life, all the things that I tried to be righteous and moral about in my life, all of that shit is just me. It's just who I am. And in finding it in myself, it's easy for me to then project that out into the world, to say that I don't want to be the canceling agent in somebody else's spiritual journey in life. I can't be the one to take another human life, because I don't know what it is that I'm interrupting, or what role that I would play in doing that in somebody else's life. I want nothing to do with it, because I find the beauty in my own growth, spiritual growth, development, my life. I see value in that shit, even all the bad stuff, because it's just the story of my life. And because of that, I make it first order of business in gun ownership, in my fatherhood, in the activism, in everything, man. I make it first order of business. Is that when I recognize that shit in myself, I gotta recognize it in another person. And you start off in square one with me trying to respect your soul's journey, your life that you cling on to the memories about, your life, things that you cannot even remember that subconsciously make you who you are. All of that shit is a beautiful thing, man. Why would I fuck with that? Why would I fuck with that? Who the fuck am I to fuck with that? I cannot fuck with that unless you disqualify yourself by fucking with somebody else's shit. And then I will happily do that shit to you. It's the only way I can balance these things. But when I meet you, if I know you, I care about you. Period. I care about everybody. Y'all will be surprised, man. And balance is the name of the game. And I realize that I balance myself well. I try to. Because as much as I rant and rave about how the world is fucked up and y'all are all dumb pussies for allowing government and all these other things to shroud themselves in mystery and in guilt for what it is that they're actually doing while you stand on the sidelines, all of that shit is disappointing. But what I do know is that upon meeting you, what I know is that there's an attempt to fool you, and maybe you've been fooled, and I don't know if I can 100% blame you for that. I gotta blame the assailants that's involved in all of this, that's behind all of this. And in the midst of all of that, I try to grant you some slack. I see the baby you when I meet you, bro. And I know that I just want to love you and honestly care about you the same way I would if we were at a park in a playground playing together, and what all of the adults will be telling us as far as who we are and what our obligations are when playing nicely with other kids on the playground. The way they were trying to guide our conduct is the way we should be guiding our conduct in our adult life. Wherever we let that go, fucking shame. Because we should have never let that go. That we are no better than the next one. That you should share your toys and share your candy and try to play nice and be fair, because the playground is for everybody and all sorts of stuff. And then you grow up and then you realize that evil, aggressive people win the fucking game of life because they're willing to be evil and aggressive, while the good people fucking maintain their good hearts. And y'all so damn good that y'all don't even want to fight the bad guys. That's strange to me. This is a travesty what we've all gotten ourselves into. This dilemma that we've gotten ourselves into. We want to be good people and then being incapable of challenging the bad people to a fucking shootout. That's a goddamn shame, because it sounds like something you should not want, and you don't. But you should apply that where it needs to be applied, and that means all of the bad guys, all of the bullies, whoever can't adhere to the things that they would have told us on the playground as children, who then grow up to be adults to go against all of those things. They deserve all the smoke, and I don't know what the fuck else to do about that but to offer that to them. It's a counter offer if they started that shit. Fuck them, all of them, no matter what it is that they've called themselves. Cop, judge, lawyer, governor, senator, prime minister. I don't give a fuck what you put in front of your name. Your name is what your mama named you, and you're a bitch. If this is what it is that you want to do to the world. When I grew up this whole time expecting that the playground etiquette would be what I would find out in the world, and I come out here and I realize that men are fucking aggressive, competitive, and they're shysty as fuck. Niggas will try to get over on you trying to sell you a fucking car. No one cares about you. This shit is strange to me. And my broken heart says, well, whoever out here on that shit, you will get it from me too. That's fair as fuck. I wanted to love you. If you're not gonna let me, then fuck you. Ha! Smoke. Gun smoke if need be. I don't even give a fuck. It's the only way I can do. That's the only thing I can do to reconcile what it is that I find in my adult life out here in the world. And I feel sad for everybody, man. Honestly. As much as I talk my shit, y'all be surprised how many times when I'm just in the car, quietly shedding a few tears, because the world is fucked up, and I don't think that it even has to be this way, but it is this way, and it's going to continue to be this way, and for no reason, man. It's not supposed to be like this, and it don't have to be. Life is way too precious for it to be this hard. I say anybody making life hard in general on a grand scale needs to be called out for what it is that they're doing, and all of the smoke that they deserve is worth giving it to them, because we'll just be better off later. And I don't even give a fuck what that means in the right now, in the moment. I don't care what that means. If that means revolution, it's not going to bother me. You understand? I don't give a fuck. Let it all hurt, because it's supposed to be better later. And all the things that are keeping it from being what it really is supposed to be right now, fuck it. All to hell. And I ain't talking about just on a local level, like your local police department can't fucking make their mind up. State of Illinois legalized weed about 3 years or so ago. And before then, they were willing to fucking chase you down, high-speed chase, kick your door in, take you from your kids, kill you on sight if you tried to fight for your fucking freedom the whole time you were in the right. Because fast forward, 2024, what we're dealing with, weed dispensaries, not just in Illinois, but all around the fucking country. Because now it's okay for you to smoke the weed, because they say so. Man, whoever did that to the world, I'm not supposed to like them. I don't like them. I won't give a fuck if they all died either. Because I got a right to be that fucking upset. Look how determined they were to keep you from smoking the weed. Now they selling it to you because they can tax it. After that type of shit, there is zero respect for whatever energy is behind that authority, claiming to be an authority, and y'all can't get y'all shit right. Everybody's life is in your hands and you can't get your shit together. So fuck you, that's what it is. And I mean it. And that goes for anybody who steps into that lane. Government authority. I mean you. You're an asshole. If you would have never taken the job, I would have loved you. You take the job and you hang on to it. As long as you behind that illusion, I say fuck you. I don't trust you. I think you're an idiot. I already know you're not going to think for yourself. And y'all can't even keep y'all shit straight. What is the Constitution saying about the gun shit or the fucking freedom to smoke weed? No two states can fucking agree. Everybody doing their own thing. The truth is an absolute. That's how I know y'all not on the truth, because y'all think that truth changes with time and in a location, and all that shit sound dumb. And anybody in this fucking state of authority, government offices, and all types of shit that y'all claim these pseudo names give y'all this magic power, whoever you guys are, just know that I'm morally superior to you. I think you're a fucking idiot by joining and then praising and protecting this illusion of authority that you claim that you got into to fucking save us, when really you're just going to kick the can down the road as far as the economics and all of the other things. You're never going to get in government and say the government is the reason why we got these problems. And you aim to not only clean it up, but to reduce how far government agents can go, because what it is that you came to clean up, that you came in to clean up, all of that shit is a result of bad government. All these politicians act like something is so fucking wrong and they're going to come in to fix, but they never say how we got that wrong and who's to blame. Government. And how did it happen? Because we give ourselves to this fucking illusion. Like, as soon as you're a government official, you got some power over me. No, you don't. You got violence over me. You have extreme force and violence and endless resources that you actually have to threaten and then extract from the population to even get that much. Y'all fucked us twice. Like, this is double penetration. Not only are they fucking ruling you, but they actually need your money to do it. Strange happenings that this is allowed to even go on. I'm weirded out, yo. Every day I wake up, it gives me a chill in my spine that then radiates out to my fucking tips, my fingers, and my toes, and the feeling lingers. It's the only thing that I can even think of that gives me anxiety, and I won't call it anxiety. It is a well-deserved feeling of disturbance in the realization that government can't get away from them. You can deny a holy book, but you cannot deny government. That's weird to me. I can deny any doctrine or religious teaching that any man in the world could ever. Jesus Christ shows himself, and people say, hey man, you got free will to choose if you believe that that's even him or not. But I do not have free will to voluntarily bow out of government control once they show me that they are untrustworthy and only using violence to propel what it is that they have, and I want nothing to do with that. If I do that, they say, oh no, nigga, you will adhere. There's no place you can go to get away from us. And you better watch how these attempts that you make to separate yourselves from us, Because these attempts to separate yourselves from us could get you killed. It just depends on what's going on. Good luck, nigga. This is what government says to you, and your God won't even say that to you. Not directly. It's always a choice. It's always a choice. And even then, the similarities and the difference between religious indoctrination and your other God, because you got two gods, government and then whatever holy book, they hit you twice. And they intermingle too. They in a poetic fucking ballet of mind control when they do everything it is that they do to you. The Bible will tell you, and other holy books will tell you that government authority should be respected as if it was God Himself. That's crazy. And then they make you swear on the fucking Bible when you take on these offices. But then there's this thing of a separation of church and state that I thought was supposed to be part of the foundation of how we do these things. And it's just totally not true. As soon as you adhere to any religion or none of them at all, you are, by definition, dissing the fuck out of all of the ones that you gain any level of awareness about, and then you say no thank you to. But then when you diss these people or you point out common ground in these controlling elites and what religious doctrine that they seem to follow and they believe is granting them all of this favor in the world to be controlling these things, and it looks like they might actually be right. When you point out the similarities in the controlling agents for what it is that they believe, they call you anti whoever the fuck they are because you identified them with having that in common, and I think that's fucking an attempt to brainwash you that I won't go for. They can all kiss my dick, because as soon as I say I don't like your fucking holy book and I want it here, that was the fuck you. That was the fuck you, motherfucker. You mad that I continue on to say, and I think people who adhere to this particular religious indoctrination also might be being granted favor some way, somehow, because they also seem to be very successful in all of these things around the world, because they're at the fucking tip top of it. The financial institutions of the world, if they're not at the top of it, they come looking for you. They come get you with a central bank. That's the fuck they do. Hollywood, they seem to be running that. All of the news outlets and stuff, all of the sports, the military industrial complex, the manufacturing and distribution of these massive weapons in the weapons market, including ones that they let civilians get their hands on. All of these guys at the tip top of this, moving all this money around with all of these important industries of powerful influence around the world, they're all being run by a bunch of people who have something in common. Don't be mad that I realize this and I see what they have in common, and then I go, oh, ain't that strange? The fuck? Tap the fucking can. What up, Rick James? I tell him all the time, I gotta put it on the shirt. Speaking of that, the fucking merch is out. I'm gonna put the link in the description of this video when I'm done with it. I go tighten up all of my settings and my description and shit, which I never said before I do the video. And then sometimes I forget to go back and then I don't do it at all. So that's on me. I'll get better at this shit, I swear. But I'm gonna put the link for the merch in the description of this video when I'm out here. It is in other videos. If you haven't seen all of my videos, just binge watch my shit. Make a list, you know, go through and be like, okay, I'm gonna watch these few videos real quick. I'm really kicking that shit. I feel proud of the shit that I'm kicking because I know where I'm coming from. In my heart, I know where I'm coming from. I mean to be the big protective brother or the father or the bodyguard or the security guard for all of you. What I want is for anybody that wants to hurt you in the worst of ways by hijacking your spiritual journey, wrangling your shit, and throwing it in the midst of spiritual delusion with these bullshit religions and government control. If anybody's trying to do that to you or anybody, I want them to be in the fucking dirt for doing that. I want them to stop right now, and I want you to have all of the freedom for you to navigate these things without being molested or influenced with your detriment in mind on your path. I want people to leave you the fuck alone. That's my aim. It's for everybody to leave all of you the fuck alone. And when they leave you alone, if you still remain to be a bad guy, a greedy person, a selfish person that would take from the earth and not try to give it all, then the earth and nature will give what you deserve, bro. You would die for that. But you can't, I don't want to give the bad people a lane of authority to hide behind, like government. That shit seems extra wrong. You're gonna get extra pain when you do that dumb shit. It's not a setup that's going to get you closer to the idea of freedom that you act like you want all the time. So I got to say, fuck them for your sake. And whether you see them or not, whether you agree with me or not, I don't even give a fuck. I don't care, bro. Somebody got to stand up and save y'all. You'll thank me later. Fuck them, bro. I want you all to be left alone so I can see who the bad guys really are. I don't know if this cop is really a bad person inside. He getting lied to like I am. But he fell for the shit. He believes in his illusion of authority. He go through the ceremony, pin the fucking badge on his fucking ugly ass, whack ass costume, and then he come out here trying to tell you what he can't even tell his own fucking kids, especially with a fucking gun on his hip, even if it's for their own protection, because then he would go to jail. But they let them do that to you. What cop can draw down on his own fucking kids in their bedroom smoking weed and say, get on the ground now? You're getting arrested. You're going in a cage for doing this. They go, man, something about that seems wrong. If he puts the uniform on and goes outside and does it to a stranger, then you go, no flag on the plate. First and 10 for government. Get the fuck out of here, bruh. Y'all some weirdos, bruh. Y'all some weirdos for acting all fucking tough. And then you don't, not only do you not want to fight your biggest bully, you get mad at me when I say hug an AR owner, bro. I came here to slay the dragon. Now you mad at me? Anybody who don't like what the fuck I got going on, you're a fucking goofy. Go love your fucking government while they're stomping you, pussy. Tried to help you. You don't like me? Fuck you. Because I know where my heart is at. I want everybody to be left the fuck alone. It's urgent business. I don't give a fuck about that racial divide or none of that shit, bro. We'll talk about that shit later. We'll talk about that later, bro. I don't care. I don't care. I will deal with that shit case by case when it shows up in my face. Other than that, don't talk to me about no fucking race. Motherfuckers so pent up on this race shit that niggas will literally try to free themselves from white influence or dependency at all by creating black businesses that they cater only to black people. And then when it fucking fails, because you don't understand economics and capitalism, you start looking around like, man, what happened? Because you let the divide fucking tunnel vision all of your fucking marketing and your intent, and then your shit don't go nowhere. Same thing for women. Y'all's trying to fucking rock with this women's liberation. You want to be a fucking female entrepreneur and you start making all of these feminine products and services, telling all of the fucking men, well, I guess you expect, you really selling it to the men. If you can lie to women and sell them a dream, they'll find a man to buy it for them. Which I'm okay with. We providers, women deserve to be somewhere with their feet kicked up, doing absolutely nothing but being feminine as fuck, taking care of the kids, and not having to worry about all the shit that you see me turned up about. This ain't no place for no fucking woman. If a woman can see what I see and she feel like me, I go, damn, that's sad. They just stole you out of your fucking lane of your feminine energy. You're not even supposed to be worried about these things. Your heart should not be broken by feeling obligated to say the word about the shit that I see. I feel good when I'm mad. Motherfuckers think, oh, Trey is, you know, I'm turned the fuck up all the time. I see him angry as shit, yelling, cussing all the fucking time, freaking the fuck out. Sometimes yelling damn near to the top of my fucking lungs. I'll be the happiest when I do that. Don't get it twisted. My masculinity is telling me that number one, I need to be on the lookout. Number two, if I see something, I'm doing good because I recognize the red eyes fucking glowing in the bushes, in the twilight, motherfucker. I see the beast. And then when I say, I don't know what we need to do, but I'm gonna march through some thinking and some plotting and some planning and some problem solving, because life can't be like this forever, right? It don't gotta be like this. Something needs to change. I like doing that. I like it when it pisses me off, because what I know at the end of the day, regardless of what the outcome is that I've done what my masculinity is demanded of me. Did I provide and did I protect to the highest degree that I possibly can, period. And if I can expand that from outside of my household into the world, I should probably fucking do that. This is when men change the world for the better. It's when they get out of their own fucking selfishness, their own fucking fear of death in their own home, and they say, what the fuck is going on out there? And who fucking with it? Because fuck them. Boy, if you made of flesh, you are not impervious to projectiles. I don't give a fuck what fucking direct energy weapons they got, how deceiving they are, what military they have and strategies. Man, your military is being run by guys who don't like what it is that you're doing. Also, good luck thinking you're ever going to get the U.S. military to turn on its people or to keep continuing to cross these lines to push us closer and closer to a one world government. Enough of us see what's going on that when the tables turn, I think the elite might be a little surprised about what's happening. I think we're going to be like a greased up pig, bro. They're going to try to wrangle us, and they're going to be like, God damn, this is kind of harder than I thought. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I will hope. That we turn out to be more in tune with the oneness than what they are hoping, so that when they try to break us for good, that we stop them. But to me, I feel good when I'm in that zone, bro. That's when I'm the happiest. So never confuse raving and shit talking and these indirect the indirect calling out of the agents, man, the ones behind this all, the ones that make the shit move. Me calling them out, that's when I'm the happiest, bro. I don't even feel like my life will have any value if I'm not constantly searching for the bully and then telling them that I see them and telling them to put their fucking hands up. Put your fucking hands up. Guard yourself. Because here come the fucking pain. Fuck you, motherfucker. That seems right. That seems right, bro. I don't know what the fuck, man. Come on. Come on, man. I'll take an occasional glance at the chats. RIG is in this bitch. Thanks for being here. Of course, I'm driving, highway driving, so I can pay very little attention to this. Afro artist, what up? Everything good with me, man. I'm just loving life. I'm honored, really. I don't know what God is real. I can tell y'all about God in a few minutes. I think God really is. But for whatever in the fucking universe, in existence, excluding nothing, including everything that is, when I give a fuck about the outcome, I just want to play my role and do my thing, because I know that in the vast, sprawling expansion of eternity and time and consciousness, I could have been a revolutionary from 1,000 years ago, trying to free my people from man, come on, man. There's maybe because we're in the ride, man. Experiencing consciousness is just a beautiful thing, which is just another sentiment that allows me to look at my fellow man and seeing a tower back here just a minute ago. Oh, Angel, you got your sweater. I'm glad. Y'all check the merch out. More things are always changing, going in and out the store. I'm trying to make sure I keep the merch exciting and bold, because when you put this shit on, you're going to be saying something to anybody that can fucking read. You're going to be letting them know there's a certain perspective that you have about certain things, and that you mean that shit. So I feel honored to be here, and I care about the outcome, but I do understand that the outcome is going to be what it's going to be, and that you live life in the blink of an eye. We're hardly even here in the first place. In 100 years, good luck for anybody ever remembering that you were ever. So enjoy yourself. Try to be righteous if you can. Be who you really want to be, because none of it matters so much. Not the way you think it does. It would be nice for you to be remembered as a positive influence in life. But what I've come to terms with is that some people are going to be a negative influence to life here on Earth, and some of you will do that with a smile on your face, and I say, fuck you for that. Don't cross my path, because I'll give you what you deserve, if you are deserving. I've just accepted all of that. When I see stories about serial killers, murderers, even people that hurt kids, even though it infuriates me, what I know in the back of my mind is that I had absolutely nothing else to expect but for somebody to do that dumb shit. I know it's going to happen. It's always going to happen. And in the midst of that breaking my heart, what I have to say to them is, well, don't cross my path. I'll fuck you up and give you what you deserve, because there is an equal and opposite reaction to your bullshit. And the universe may provide some balance to your ass. I do not believe in karma. If you know anything about Idi Amin, you will know why I don't believe in karma. If you understand Hitler at all, you will understand why I don't believe in karma. If you understand the Epstein thing, whether this motherfucker is dead or not, if you understand Henry Kissinger, I think he just died. If you understand him and his life work, then you will understand. If it wasn't him, it was George Soros, but I think it was Kissinger. If you understand these men, you will understand why I do not believe in karma. Because all of these men have died without having to wholeheartedly face what it is that they have done to the world. And because of that, then I say, what karma? The universe is not going to automatically, systematically, without fail, without missing, deliver exactly what it is that somebody deserves. There's a law of attraction, I believe that. But what's crazy is that they've learned how to curve the law of attraction by doing evil things while hiding behind this illusion of government. They fucking circumvented the idea of your karma, because they do the most evil shit, and none of them actually died the evil death that they deserve. What should happen to these evil men when they do the things that they do to the fucking entire history, presence, and future of the human existence? The human experience has suffered insurmountable change and painful change because of what these men have done, and what should happen to them because of that. I can't even fucking say what should happen. They'll fucking take my YouTube channel for sure if I just describe to you what would happen, what should happen to them for doing this, and then describe to you how it's not enough. You got to go further. Bad things should happen to them. Worse than what they ever do to anybody else. But look at what it is that they do, and then your imagination will say, and you think it should be worse on them, Trey? Yes. Yes. Because I've already accepted the pain and the evil and the death and the torture and all of that shit, because the universe has put this here. Consciousness put this here. Don't be mad at me with me saying, well, can't we delegate some of that pain that's inevitable for the motherfuckers who deserve it? Shit. That's why I don't give a fuck about, I don't give a fuck. Whoever deserves that shit, they should get it. And I don't care what they're hiding behind. None of that shit matter to me. Die. Take cover. Bleed out. And then get in the dirt. I don't give a fuck. That's what's supposed to happen, because the universe says so. This ain't even me speaking. This is me speaking. This is the universe speaking through me. I don't give a fuck. Let the death be for, it's going to be for all of us anyway. Let it come to those who deserve it in a way that they can understand. In a way that truly relates to their lifestyle, so that they know that the universe said, I see you. And you will be balanced. The fuck out of here, bruh. What is this God shit? I am forever tethered to whatever the God thing is. I'm not here as a servant, as a serf, to beg and plead with this fucking thing in the only life that I know I'm going to have, so that in my afterlife, I can get a front row seat to continue the begging and the pleading and the worshiping and the crying and the begging and the worshiping and shit. The fuck out of here. Nothing even this closely tethered to a power like that should ever have that to look forward to with nothing else. I am part of the consciousness. It's a great honor to even be here to share the consciousness, to report back to the consciousness about what it is that you discovered here as a reporter for the consciousness. That makes you a part of the consciousness. We are all so closely tethered to the God that you don't got to look for him. How's this, motherfucker? You can't get away from him. Ha! Look for him. You can't get away from this motherfucker. Everywhere you go, you are in a fucking eternal stare with the God that you're looking for. And you're like, where is he? I don't see him. You called it a him. That's how I know you fucked up. A him? If you think your God can be reduced to a gender that you say him and not her, you tweaking. It has to be. You trying to you say, look, I'm talking about the God, the all that there is, the source of everything, and then you go, he though. You say he when you do that? Shut your dumb ass up. You tweaking, bro. You're not giving it the power that it deserves, and I can tell. Because you let somebody tell you how to think, how to feel about that shit, instead of you thinking about it. Are you thinking about what it is that you're saying? He? Jesus? Get the fuck out of here. If something stands in front of me and says, I am God, and I can do this and go, okay, I'm looking at God, now I'm not. I'm looking at God, now I'm not. Then that's not God. That's not God then. The fuck are you looking for God for? You can't even look yourself in the mirror without looking right at the shit you're chasing. You are it. Not all of it, but you are it. The Incredible Hulk, Spider-Man, they are not Stan Lee. But everything they is 100% Stan Lee. They are 100% made of that. They are not the totality of the Stan Lee. And that's you and your God, bro. The consciousness, the real consciousness. Fuck I look like spending my whole fucking life crawling around looking for myself. Motherfucker, go inside. Give yourself all of the power and responsibility. You know you walking with it anyway. Do you not get the power to fucking take life or give it? And then biologically there's something wrong with you where you can't fulfill that. You get your tubes tied, you got a vasectomy, or your body just never been able to do it. Doesn't matter. Your framework and your intent and your essence of who you are is built to do that, or to represent the intent, the ability. And then you can choose not to. Or your body cannot even produce the to accomplish that. Wouldn't even matter. Here you are, being the God. And what else could it possibly be? To tickle the consciousness. How do you tickle the consciousness, the all? By dividing itself as if it can ever be divided. It can't be. This is the oneness. You asshole. Feel like I'm talking to myself because there's no one else in the car but me and the phone, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Talking to my goddamn self. No pun intended. Talking to my damn self. And if you hear me, I'm still talking to myself. If I say this shit to your face, I'm talking to myself. Can you dig it? The all, man. We are it. The fuck is y'all talking about, bro? This is the oneness. And what's crazy is that if you just live your life, you will casually live it. You will live the truth. You have to be indoctrinated with the religion and the government so that you feel like you shut off the introspective searching and you project it outward. So now you're forever lost because you won't look inside and go, there he is. There's the God. And if you don't do that, then you lose sight of what other things that come along. All right, I guess I'm back. Somebody had called. What was I saying? You lose the opportunity to truly flex the power, the responsibility that comes along with the power in the fact that you are eternally tethered to the God that you're searching for. Once you adhere to that, all of a sudden, you realize that there's a responsibility that's inherent in that. Your responsibility to recognize your soul's journey in other people, to let that be your fundamental approach to human life in general, and for you to not take for granted the beautiful things in life, because this is all being written into the history of humanity. And we're all authors of that. We are co-authors of this shit. And I think the power inside of all of this spiritual journey that we're all on is greater than what we realize. We have to go home to figure this out. When you go home, you will see. This is what I think. And I'm not talking about a religious heaven, but I'm talking about a return to the truth. Once you return to the truth, that it does not take faith for you to realize these things, but you are in the midst of it. This is when, in death, I'm hoping Because it's the only way I can reconcile all of this, all of the pain in life, is if these things are true. And then when I look to see if these things are true, it actually kind of feels and looks like it's maybe true. So then I will put a little bit of faith in that, a little bit of hope, and educational guessing in what's next. But there's a great power here. And I think it's sad when people divorce themselves of having any responsibility to flex this power. I think you got a big responsibility. I think you're a piece of a God who has work to do here, to report back, to experience things, to create experiences, and then to report back. Oh man, it's beautiful. I think that if you let that slip away, I think it's the greatest sin, is to ignore, avoid, or deny the power and responsibility that you have in yourself to play your role in this great consciousness. And you were given a front row seat to it. You were given the fucking Willy Wonka golden ticket into this space. And because of that, I won't take it from you. I can't cancel your ticket, man. You're supposed to be here. I don't want to hurt you. I wouldn't, man, because I feel like that I was damaging a promise that I had before I got here, that I wouldn't do that shit. I feel like I'm not supposed to do that. I think the proof is in the pudding. But as heartfelt as that is when I say that, at the same time, and I don't believe that this is a contradicting idea, I think that the only way to reconcile the pains in life is for you to fear one day that you won't exist, but we're all actually eternal. This is the game of life. What do you do when you fear that one day you won't exist, and when it's uncertain? Because the truth of that will forever be lost in obscurity. We can make our guesses about the afterlife. It'll only be a guess. Whether you're religious or you're kind of agnostic or whatever, like I am, I guess you can call it that. Everything that we think is, hey, no matter how hard your faith is or how logical a man like me would be in trying to logically conclude what we think life is about and what happens after, it doesn't matter what side you stand on. What I know is neither one of us know what the fuck this is. And it got us. It's a spiritual trap. That even if there is a heaven, or even if we go on as reporters to report back and possibly tap in again to navigate conscious momentum in this third dimension, if that is what we're doing, fine. But I don't know for sure, and because we cannot confirm for sure, we are forever into the game to play it in the exact same way that it was meant to be played. And that is, all of our reactions, our endeavors, what we love, what we hate, everything in between your birth and your death will all be centered around how you respond to the fact that you're gonna fucking die one day and you don't know what the fuck that is. Spooky shit, right? Spooky shit. Weird as fuck. Weird as hell, bruh. I like that weird ass shit. Because that's what's driving your fucking life, whether you know it or not. You're gonna die and you don't know what the fuck that is. Ha ha. Ha ha. That's what the fuck, I think that's where the origins of the clown comes from anyway. I'm going back to Freeport, Illinois. I'm going to say hello to my grandmother. Haven't seen her in a while. This is where she lives, along with my mother, my brother, and my cousins. All my family. My mother, one of my brothers, and one of my cousins are going to come back to Cedar Rapids with me. They're going to stay for the weekend. This will be a beautiful thing to rescue them from this shithole of a place that I dread going to, that I occasionally go back to fucking free y'all for a while. I'm almost doing the Jesus thing. I'll return in 3 days. This 3 days ain't exactly 3 days, but I'll come to save you and maybe in this separation from your life here, you go back. You know, the whole reincarnation thing, possibly. I don't know what's going on, but what I do know between reincarnation or an afterlife like heaven or hell or nirvana or whatever, what I do know is we're all scared of it. And if you know you're scared of death, but you can bring death to somebody who doesn't deserve it, I think you're a weirdo, bro. I think that's the greatest sin in the world. to be scared to death, and then you do that to somebody when you know you're scared to go there. That's weird, bro. The only way I can ever see myself killing anybody is in self-defense. You might be able to get me to emotionally react where it's a vengeance thing, because I do believe that vengeance is a thing. We named it. That means that it has a place here, and you can debate its validity all you want to. I'm totally with the vengeance thing. I get it. I understand it, and I think third-party intervention or vengeance or punishment, I think that's a flaw in the human experience, that we even allow that or consider that some kind of moral high ground. That if something happened to somebody that I love, that I have to step out of my emotions or natural obligations and responsibilities to handle that myself, since that's what my feelings are, that I give it to a cold third party who has no emotions involved in that whatsoever, and they're going to do it to the tune of a process and procedures that are different in jurisdictions, and then they also change. That seems funny to put that kind of a fucking wishy-washy thing in the midst of the natural vengeance that I would have if something happened to one of my loved ones. Why can't I do it? This is strange to me. But life and consciousness, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. And I believe that the all, the God, the source of the consciousness, does not have an emotional stake in what happens here, because that will put him in an him. You got me doing it too. Not the him, it's the it, the thing, the consciousness, the all. You will put the all in an unnatural place for something that you will call the all, if you expect for it to have an emotional disposition about the outcome of any of this shit. I think it has no emotions whatsoever. We have emotions mostly based on the fact that we're going to die, and you know it, and you don't know what's going to happen. If you believe in heaven and you believe it 100% and you were sure of it, you wouldn't wear your fucking seatbelt. You cap it. I don't think you believe heaven at all. And if you do, you also need to stop faking the funk and stop acting like you're good enough for that. You don't deserve it. That's why you put the seatbelt on. Shut your goofy ass up. You don't believe that shit. You trying to preserve life. Heaven's so good you don't want to go there? Shut your scary ass up. You're scared to death, and or you don't believe you deserve that heaven. Period. Checkmate. Don't talk to me about no Jesus, bro. Your idea not big enough. You got to go bigger than that. You know how you go real big? Is that you say whatever is the source of your consciousness is so big and so great that it cannot be bothered by your bullshit. It's already perfect as it is. It's not waiting on you to accomplish a goddamn thing. You can't piss it off. You can't make it happy. Who are you? You just here to report. Because all things in the imagination, the creativity, the mind of the all is the creative juices. This is the creative material, imagination, the mind of the all. This is what all this shit came from. That's why there's no division. We are forever encased in a mental projection in the mind of the all. That is what we are. You ever get deja vu? Even right now, it's happening to me right now as we speak. I feel an almost high, an almost blurring of the curtain between me and the consciousness. The more I even try to explain this, the deeper it gets. I wish you could feel what it is that I'm feeling. But I feel this feeling of daydream mixed with deja vu, mixed with just a feeling that I'm not even real. It's a weird, spooky feeling. If you've never gotten that feeling, I feel sorry for you, because it makes me feel in tune with the fact that I'm going to die one day, that I wasn't always here, so it appears to be, here in my life. But there's a comfort or connection with all of the things that I tried to separate myself from while encased in this meat suit, calling myself my life, calling myself me. When I do that, there's an equal and opposite reaction. There's something that tells me that that's not true. That that's not true, and that my death is not something I should be afraid of. That I wasn't lost in a state of pain, suffering, or reward, or fear, or anything at all before I found myself encased in this life, in this meat suit, calling myself Trey. Separate myself from everything else. If you use this meat barrier, this fleshy barrier between the ghost and the outer world, it feels like a separation. If it only feels like a separation, though, because you deep down you know you are not of this earth, because something inside of here is projecting outward in existence. You're drawing this information exchange. Inside of that, you know that your communication and ownership of your own body is temporary, and it seems to be flimsy, frail, it just seems not real to me. And because of that, I have to give credit to the possibility that much like all of our senses are powerful, though they are, they're also limiting. And you can tell because the light spectrum, the piece of the light spectrum that we can see as human beings with our eye is a sliver of the light spectrum. We are technically blind. We can't see shit. So now when I see that, then I go, oh, so reality has more to offer than what it is that I can even perceive. In this meat suit, you convince me that what it is that I have going on right now is being limited not by its capabilities to indulge. It's being limited by the receptives, the senses that the meat suit has to offer. That's where the limits begin. Not in the outer world and not in the observer inside of me. It's being limited by the meat suit, the human suit, this fleshy shit. That's where the limits are. So because of that, then I tell myself, I am fucking convinced that reality in and of itself, what it has to offer, where it came from, what its intentions are, and everything that it can be will supersede my senses just like the light spectrum. And because of that, then I say reality could be crazier than what we think. Reincarnation could be a damn real thing at all. The multiverse can be a real thing, and you do not need a Jesus for that to even be true, because the manifestation of reality and consciousness is already here, whether I know Jesus or not, whether I believe it or not, whether I've ever heard it, or way before he showed up, this shit was already here. He showed up. He showed up, stuck his finger into the cake. He didn't bake it. He licked the frosting off the top of the shit. He didn't make it. Your Jesus did not bake the cake. Fuck is you talking about? It's bigger than that. You paint a more coherent picture of a God when you say that he's above all of your influence. That you ain't nobody to influence it. And that it's already perfect. That it don't need you to do shit. It's perfect. And if it's perfect right now, it's perfect. And all of the violence, this is how I reconcile kids dying on the earth the way they do. It's the only way to reconcile it. Is that this is a testing ground, a simulation of some kind, and our own fear of death is what traps us into putting emotions on things that are emotionless in the idea of the universe, and that's observable. If you want to talk about the consciousness and get spiritual with it, then you would say that would have to mirror what the universe does. And the earth doesn't give a fuck if you die. It knows what to do to you. It feeds you to the fucking dirt and the earth and all this other shit, and you will help fertilize and grow plants and trees and grass and shit. You're going to go back. You're not a waste to it. It knows what to do to you and with you. It doesn't give a fuck at all. It's waiting for you, actually. It's inevitable. How's that? Right? Same thing with your consciousness in the universe. It's all inevitable. You will just return back to the source of what it is that they can even foster the materials at hand here. And when you talk about spiritual and conscious material, it has to always be here because nothing could ever rise higher than the source, and consciousness is not going to come from a rock. So it must have been eternal and separate from the material things that we find here. This is how I know there must be a God. There has to be, but not the way you think. And I'm not looking for it. I am a piece of it. Can't get away from it. Can't even look away from it. Eternal stare. Right into the eyes of the God you're looking for. Everywhere you go, bruh. Including when you look at another person. That's why I can't understand how people can look at another person and say this person doesn't deserve any negativity or pain, but I am going to deliver it to them off of what? Being selfish. Because it's something you want. Even if it's something you need. You will hurt somebody else's journey because you need to eat. So you rob them. Strange, bruh. And you do that because you're so hell-bent on survival because you're scared about dying and you don't want to die. You don't want to feel no pain. So then you do this stuff. But you should not fear death. You shouldn't fear death. And you should be so comfortable with it that even if you have to starve, you're not willing to disturb somebody else's shit because you might be starving to death. And then hopefully somebody out of the kindness of their heart, they give to you like they would want somebody to give to them, because they don't want you to die over something like starvation in the mix of what we got going on here, where we're so wasteful and resources are being mismanaged by our government and this illusionary religious authority, especially when they go hand in hand. When they do this, shit fucking catches fire. Shit falls to the ground. It becomes a grab for resources and control all the time. Wherever religion and politics come together hand in hand, government and religion do this, yeah, people die, power exchanges hands, and it gets better for them and worse for everyone else. But this is the shit I think about all the time, man. I can't think of nothing better to ponder but my own existence and what role that plays in the world, man. And I feel sorry for everybody. Of humanity having free will and then fucking it up. How about now? Is it muted now? Because somebody was calling me. I need a sound check. Oh, I'm back? Okay, good. Thanks, Rick. But, you know, pondering all of these things, if I were to use the energy that I have to ponder my existence through the conduit of the Torah or the Quran or the Holy Bible, I would inevitably separate myself from other people by doing that. What it is that I do with my spirituality brings me so close to everyone else. To me, I believe it is a way better path. Not believe, but I think, because I'm trying to apply. Suggested ideals from religions into my life, and I realized that right away I had to start feeling better than other people, like other people are a fucking threat to me, and that I have to do something to them about it, and that God is on my side when I do so. As soon as I try to adhere to religious doctrines with the energy that I have in my soul searching, I feel like I have to oppose other people. And what it is that I'm thinking right now, I feel like I don't gotta oppose shit. It brings me together with y'all. Because it allows me to cut you some slack to say that where we differ in our spiritual journey and our perspectives on that is a result of somebody lying to you, and I can't hold you completely accountable for that, because this is a great lie. The delusion upon the earth is that illusion of authority, whether it be government or religion or the both of them. And part of me feels bad enough for you that in my spirituality, you are all me and I am you. You are my brother and sister. I love you. I feel bad for you that you are being played like this, and because of that, I wish no harm on you. And if I ever had a spiritual opportunity to give you that spiritual hug, to say that I tried to love you, and that we do deserve a cosmic understanding of each other and what the real truth is, and that I cannot wait to meet you there. I can say that where I'm at right now. As a fucking Muslim, I couldn't say that to you. I would have to say to hell with you. Allah damn the soul of this motherfucker who cannot adhere to what it is that I've been geographically convinced to believe. Man, fuck that. That's why I gotta say fuck your book, bruh. All of the truth in it, I can extract that and believe the bullshit. You want me to divide myself from my fellow man, and I will not do that. I won't do it. You're begging me to, and I won't do it. You've threatened me to, and I won't do it. Same goes for you, Christians, and your fucking bullshit book. And when I say bullshit book, I say bullshit because it's being used in that way. to divide humanity. There's some good stuff in there. There's some dope shit in there. I think there's some dope shit in there that they got to give you the dope shit and then let the bullshit claim the dope shit so that that's where you put it, so that I reject it being who I am and that you adhere to it, including all of the bullshit. So that we both lose. But I won't lose though, because anything good in the Bible that makes sense, I rock with that shit. And I ain't talking about on no ghostly shit. I'm talking about on that real shit. Jesus was missing from age 12 to 32 or some shit like that. Where'd he go? To study the Emerald Tablets. South of where he was from. He went to Egypt or whatever, right? That's the dope shit. That's the shit I go, yeah. What did he learn in them Emerald Tablets? Huh? Hermetic principles. 7 Hermetic principles. And that's what I rock with. Hermeticism is dope. It's the best way to describe God, your role in all of that shit, and how your fellow man and everything that you see that divides you is an illusion, and there is no division, and you guys have all fucked it up, but it's okay, because you're going to get an opportunity to realize in the pure essence of who you really are, that you fucked it up, and that you got some learning to do. And this is an eternal fight to rise above the bullshit. We have nothing better to do. We are eternal. We have nothing better to do. And we're all being tickled and played right now. Because you take something that is eternal and you trap it inside of this and say, this thing dies. It will not always be here. Report, gain your information and your research and then report back. I feel like we astronauts. Like we come from someplace and this is a spacesuit that we're in. That's what I feel like. That's what I think. It's the only way to reconcile the pain in life. This shit has to be more spectacular than what it is that we're giving it credit for. Because if not, whatever great power could even be the source of all of this consciousness that we got, whatever can do that, but can't make real what it is that I'm saying, that we all go on in the great consciousness to grow, and that we're all forever, eternally tethered to the great consciousness. If none of that is true, man, then there's pure evil behind what it is that this great consciousness is, and then I don't give a fuck what happens. I don't give a fuck what happened to the earth. I don't give a fuck about what happened to humanity. I will just play my role, and when the lights go out, then I go, okay, I'm going. It was fun. Never again will I ever be. So be it, man. But I'm willing to accept that as a possibility because I know that I don't know. How's my sound? Is my sound still good? I'm getting some funny signals bouncing around out here on the highway. Passing a train over here, going in the opposite direction. I've driven this highway 5,000 times back and forth between college and back to Freeport, Illinois. I was homesick when I started college. Thought I wanted to be grown. Went to school 2.5 hours away. That's not even really that far. Man, I was home every weekend I could. Spent all my money on gas getting back home because I just got homesick, man. Which is bittersweet because, like I was saying earlier, the memories and shit will keep bringing me back. But what it was is that I just wasn't independent enough. You know, starving, struggling college student. I wanted to get back where I was comfortable, where I knew people loved me, where I know that if I failed, that somebody would help me. I just wanted to get back to all of that, so I was homesick. And then when I was self-sustaining, grew up to be a man, all my kids were born in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Once I got up on my feet, started doing my thing, I started saying, fuck Freeport. Because Freeport is crazy. It's the kind of place that will make it hard for people to fucking open their minds enough to think about the things that I think about. This is why back home, it seems like everybody is down in the slums, in poverty, in struggle, everybody on survival mode. Nobody has time to think and ponder these bigger things because everybody's either just relieved that they're not homeless, dead or in jail, and they just looking forward to getting through the struggle for tomorrow. And recognizing that in my family, I recognize how sad life is that we're not free to ponder our own existence because of the financial struggles. They lead to emotional instability, and then they become emotional and psychological struggles, people not getting their shit together, excuse me, having their shit, internal shit. When people don't have their internal peace to help manage and mitigate external pains, so that they have the peace and the time and opportunity to look inward, I think that's detrimental to the human experience. And being poor will completely hijack you off your soul's journey, and it will be your soul's journey obtaining by a struggle that may not even need to be even be real. So when you look at the monetary system, government control, and all of that shit, so personally, poverty, the money system, growing up poor the way we did, that's the surface level earth shit. That's the I'm scared to die shit. That's that survival mode shit. I'm talking about beyond that. In the midst of you, in the midst of all your struggles, what has happened is that you've made less and less time to ponder true spirituality and who you really are, and your soul's journey has been hijacked, and that's a great pain that can't be reconciled by nothing, not by a revolution or nothing. It's a pain that'll never go away. That you can't soothe that pain. It's just fucked up, and it is what it is. That's why I rally against government control at all costs, because they're not just tampering with the money and creating an economic game where the people who create the game also win the game. That should look very suspicious to y'all. The international bankers and this fractional banking, the things that they do in the game that bother you, that's not accidental. That's very intentional. It's designed in the game for them to win it. When they do that, I don't see just the pain in that. I see them hijacking people's spiritual journey. It's that serious. That whatever you think your God or your spirit has intentions for, it's forever tainted, hijacked, manipulated, and derailed by government games and spiritual and economic manipulation upon your life, man. Sad stuff. Very serious. I take it seriously. You know, and I feel bad for y'all. I shed tears about it. I cry for the world, man. Every now and then, man. I just shed a few tears and I go, man, I'm sorry, y'all. I wish I could do something. I wish that I could just reveal all of the truth to y'all. Do all the things that Jesus didn't do. I wish everything that Jesus knew, if this is a great consciousness, reality, planet, and existence created by a God, I believe that a crying, begging, beaten down man is not exhibiting the same God powers that gave him the Willy Wonka golden ticket into for a front row to this show. A display of the work of the creation of a God, of the consciousness. You got that far. For what? To be beaten down, controlled, riddled with diseases and violence, confusion, which is also violence. So they confuse you. That's a violent endeavor to confuse humanity, so that they don't fight you or realize that peace and togetherness and community, to create peace for people, is not just so that they're not bleeding, crying, hurting because of something you did. It's deeper than that. Free the path of the debris so that they can ponder their existence with some peace, because there's great power involved in doing that, because it's going to reveal obligations and a greater calling on your life. If that's what it was that you were doing, instead of working to pay a fucking energy bill when the sun is a dope-ass energy source, and all these other energy sources that we have that we should not be working our energy, life energy, to pay for energy, man, it just seems wrong to me. There's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with it. Weird ass shit. Yeah, they know what we're capable of. And it's strange to me, because for what it is that they want, they can also get through peace and love. They don't even need to fight us to get what they want. They could have got that. It's such a travesty what is going on the earth. That's another thing that makes me believe that the Jesus story just isn't real. This doesn't look like the work of a God with those attributes. It looks like the work of a God that is unaffected by an emotional state of outcome about what the fuck happens here. He don't care. That's why he's not fixing it. It's not to be fixed. It's to be understood. It's to be understood, experienced, so you can report back on it. We're gathering information. And I love all y'all, bro. I want y'all to be left alone. Whoever's fucking with you, so that you can't just ask your fucking self, what is this shit? What is this? What is this stuff? What is this air that I'm breathing? What is this shit? This is awesome. You should be able to do that without having to be like, North Korea said what? This fucking energy bill said what? Come on, man. You shouldn't have to worry about all that shit. As soon as global violence can affect my peace in my life, I get to say, oh, well, whoever is responsible for that can fucking die. If you not being here means that I don't got to worry about that shit no more, then get it the fuck out of here. All y'all can die there. You got your hand over the red button, governments of the world, I hope all of you die. Yeah. Because we already facing death. It's inevitable regardless. When you bring it seasoned with all of your government bullshit, then I go, oh yeah, I'm not eating that. Fucking bitches. Y'all some bitches, bro, for what y'all did to this shit. But that's okay. Just as angry as I get by recognition of what it is that y'all have done, I am very much also at peace that you're going to get whatever happens, good or bad. Seeing it, I can tell it's a weird thing what we got going on. It's just it. I love being here. Some of the things that make me the happiest is just witnessing the creativity on all levels, on a natural level, and on a human level. We create things. We create more life. Having children, beautiful thing. If you have kids, you know what I'm talking about. If you listen to this, then you are somebody's child. Rest assured, your parents know what I'm talking about. But creating life and then looking at it like, holy shit, choices that I made resulted in a human life. And it's beautiful because if not before, then hopefully after that, you've had an opportunity to project the same love and even a greater love of hopes and aspirations of peace and safety onto somebody else who is not yourself. It gives you a front row seat, an opportunity to do that. When I became a father, that's exactly what I did. I instantly felt sorry for my child, and I found this great balance of inside myself and a calling for me to project two energies. One, defensive energy in the name of peace and safety for my kids. Two, I also projected the love and peace that I wanted for them to anybody who was being cool enough to accept it, who was recognizing the heart that I carry with me for them to accept it. That I see my kids in everybody, and I mean this. The way I feel about them is the way somebody feels about you, and that's why I can't hurt you, because I know what that feels like. I know what it's like to look at my kids and listen to my kids cry over petty shit, or cry because they're hurt. And sometimes my kids cry hard about them with them being hurt, slamming their finger in the door, tripping and falling, all the little things that kids do, playing rough with each other and hurting each other. When they cry, sometimes, you know, when kids give that soul cry, When they so crying, when they so fucking hurt and feeling hopeless, and they just need you to make the pain stop, and they cannot help themselves. That kind of pain, when I see that in my kids' eyes, it hurts me even more than they will ever understand until they have kids. Or hopefully they can find these understandings before they have children, which is the ultimate goal, for them to be so in tune with a respect for human life that they don't even need to be parents to understand that that parent kind of a care should be something they should project into the world. But when my kids cry, and it hurts me because I see them crying because they're in pain or they're disappointed, even it don't even got to be physical. It can be disappointment about something that they would cry for. I hear them crying and I go, you're crying, but some kid is being assaulted right now, like for real, somewhere in the world. Some kid is crying, and when they stop crying, it is because they are now their life subscription has been canceled. I'll put it that way. So when my kids are crying, and I know this is what else is going out into the world, and they're crying over something small, it breaks my heart to watch them cry so hard, because I'm going, oh kid, you have no idea. Life's way crazier than this. You're gonna see way more pain than this. And then it hurts me even more inside when they cry, because I'm going, you don't even know. You have no idea. You have no idea. Life is fucking crazy and painful sometimes. It breaks my heart to hear them cry. Not if they're ever in the future of their lives, are they going to be seriously hurt by some possible, you know, not knowing what their future holds in this regard. This is the shit that makes me cry when I'm by myself. I've cried for my kids fucking dying 1,000 fucking times. Because I think I worry about that. And what disturbs me the most in my children having to face growing up in a violent world is that the absolute best thing that I can possibly imagine, the best outcome I can possibly imagine, is to not even be there to comfort them when they die, because I would much rather already be gone, that I don't have to live through experiencing watching them cling to life and then be gone for whatever reason, whether somebody did something to them or an illness. It wouldn't matter. An accident wouldn't matter. This is when they're going to want me the most. This is when the protection means the most. When something may happen to my child, anybody's child, that something happens that they're not going to fucking survive. Crazy, scary for them, right? Blame. This can happen by way of a natural disaster, an animal attack, or an accident, or an illness. Completely divorced of blaming another human being for it, so you're lost on this island without moral pivots to angle on to get into any kind of a spiritual debate with a God and the meaning of life and punishment and morality and sin. Divorce it all. Let it be an illness, right? How do you reconcile this shit? How do you make it right? Right? This is the way that I described it. I don't Christians describe. It doesn't make any sense. And people say that they do when they believe in God so wholeheartedly, the Jesus thing. When they believe in that so wholeheartedly, if they can feel me when I say, they say that all of these things will be reconciled with God, but it just doesn't make no sense to me. It makes no sense to me, because I haven't forgotten all of the attributes that you claim that this God has. He makes all of the rules. So when I say that there can be other things in place that I can derive from my own imagination, that a creator of consciousness could have fucking utilized, that would easily make life less painful than what it really is, and it would not tamper or tinker with free will by doing these things, then I would have came up with a better formula for life than this guy did, because this formula implies a lot of pain that just seems to be unnecessary. Because the pain in life, when you create life, is that the best thing you can do is to be absent when your children fight death and lose. It's best that you're not there. That's weird to me. So I look at my kids and I say, oh, you're crying, right? Because you hurt yourself. You stubbed your toe. You jumped down the stairs, bit your tongue. I told you you were 1 or 2 steps too high. Don't jump that far. You jumped down, bit your tongue, now you're crying. Got a little blood in your mouth. You crying like hell. I know you're gonna die one day and you don't know that. And you think you in pain? I'm in pain. Because I hear you crying and I know you got a fucking world of pain ahead of you. And I would like to not be here if you ever have to face pain and you lose. What a fucking life. What the fuck is consciousness doing to us with that shit? I don't like that. I don't like that. That don't sound like the work of a God at all. Not with them attributes. This is something else. The only way to reconcile that shit is to say that when you die, you're going to realize that none of this shit matter. That's why it didn't matter. That's why you can go, oh yeah, some kids died, whatever. That's how you reconcile it when you say simulation. That child didn't die. That child is in the hands of the all. And not with the intent to fucking praise and worship and beg and serve. The little piece of soul that was inside of that child has risen to the great consciousness, and now it is a projection of godlike spiritual energy, because that child is going to create in the midst of the all a narrative that he's going to choose to come down here and play out. That'd be awesome. That makes way more sense. That sounds like a playground for an eternal God. It's to fool itself down here, being lost in the idea that maybe it might not exist one day, when that it is to the contrary, that you will always exist. And it's the only way to tickle the all. This is how you tickle eternity, is that you trap it here and then you say, ha, look at you, scared of dying. Got you in that meat suit. That shit fragile, ain't it? What you see your whole life growing up. Death, death, death. Death in the news, death on the side of the fucking road, death in the movies, death in the music, death in your dreams. You're scared of dying. Let it motivate you. And then you die in fear. And then you wake up and you go, ha! You got me. That was crazy. I told myself I wasn't going to be scared. I was scared as fuck. That is the only thing that the afterlife could ever offer me that will reconcile these dead kids, these holy books, and these wars and shit being fought in the name of them holy books. Fuck your God. Fuck that shit. That shit can't be real. If it is, they evil, and now I don't give a fuck about the outcome of nothing. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to scramble all. And then this fucking road I just went past is called Devil's Ladder. That's odd as fuck that it would say that. And that I would catch it too. Not only was that street sign on this little side road off on the highway called Devil's Ladder strange, I noticed it. And I never noticed it. What'd I say? About 20 minutes ago. I've traveled this road fucking 5,000 times. Back and forth on the weekends and shit. Going to college. I've never noticed that fucking sign says Devil's Ladder. For years. I'm fucking 43. I graduated college 20 years ago. That sounds strange to say that. That sounds strange as fuck to say that I graduated college 20 years ago. I'm fucking 43, bro. What the fuck? 20 years of driving. I started driving the fucking highway when I was 18. More than half my life I've been on this highway. Strange. Never noticed that shit said Devil's Ladder in 25 fucking years. Insane. Insane. The universe, bruh. This shit be speaking to you, bruh. Y'all want to hear some crazy shit? Check this out. Let's talk about the universe and the synchronicities and all this other weird ass shit. I was born December 6th, 1980. My firstborn child was born. I was born on a Saturday. He was born on a Saturday. December 6th on a Saturday. That's weird, right? He was born in 2003. If you take the zeros out, that's 23. He was born on my 23rd birthday. 3 times 2 is 6. We were both born on December 6th. If you take the 4 digits that make up the year, and you divide them into 2 sets of 2 digits, like 20 and 24, add them together, that's 44. That's how old I will be this year. So in 2003, I turned 23, because you can still do it. 20, that's 20, plus 03 is 3. Add that together, 23. That's how old I turned that year. So my next born child was born April 7th in 2017. He was born, I think he was born on a Friday. Maybe it was a Saturday. All my kids were born on Fridays and Saturdays. Weekend babies. So April 7th is my second child's birthday. There's a financier of the Revolutionary War in this country has that same birthday, so that's weird. My second son shares a birthday with a U.S. revolutionary financier. And if you want to hear a little spooky gematria, that child, my second child, his mother's birthday is October 22nd. My birthday is December 6th. If you look at October 22nd, that's 1022. You remove the 0, you get 122. That child that I have with this woman, his birthday is 122 days after my birthday. The number of days between me and my son's birthday looks like his mother's birthday. Weird as fuck. That's strange. And then my next child, my daughter, my only daughter, her birthday is January 19th. She's born 1/19/19. That's her birthday. January 19th in 2019. My last child born before COVID. She missed COVID. She was, here before the world went to the COVID shit. Her birthday is January 19th in 2019. Her birthday, 1/19, looks like 9/11 backwards. And with me being an anti-control, not just government, I'm anti-control. With me being anti-control, chin deep into conspiracy theories, I believe 9/11 was an inside job. And my only daughter, her birthday is a reflection of September 11th. So that's kind of dope. She's my first child. My first daughter, my only daughter, the one. And her birthday is in January, the first month. My last child, I got 4. My last child, his birthday is 8/20/8/20. His birthday sounds, it's August 28th of 2020. So it's 8/20/8/20. It sounds like I'm repeating myself, but I'm saying 8/28/20. That is the very day that Chadwick Boseman died. Chadwick Boseman played the Black Panther revolutionary. My child was born on the death of the Black Panther. So that's strange. It's all telling this, all of my kids' birthdays are like tied to this, this revolutionary calling and attention onto government. And that's just crazy for me to be who I am, and then my kids' birthdays pop up the way it did. There's a synchronicity that going on. I love it. I got 3 boys and 1 girl, just like my mother, in the same order. I had 2 boys, my only girl, and then a boy for 4 kids. My mother did the same thing. 2 boys, her only daughter, and then another boy. That's how my mom had her kids. So that's awesome. That's weird. My daughter's birthday is the first month of the year. That's there. All of my boys evenly divide up the rest of the fucking year. Every 4 months, one of my boys got a birthday. April, August, December. Those are my boys' birthdays. Every 4 months, one of my boys got a birthday. They divide the year up evenly. That's weird. With my daughter starting the year off, get the only girl's birthday out the way, and then the rest of the year, all the boys' birthdays every 4 months. Crazy. Crazy. All of my boys' names rhyme with my name. All of their names in a short version rhyme with Trey. My daughter, I wanted to name her Rosalind so that I would call her Rose, so that her name rhymes with my name in a short. And the funny thing is, I don't drink. I never have. I've never drank. So that I can say the only Rose I ever had was my daughter. But her mom didn't want to name her Rosalind. So we named her something else, which is fine. I like her name, but I really want to name her Rosalind, man. And part of me says that I had all of that momentum going with all of my boys' names rhyming with mine when you short it. That there's a part of me that's still disappointed that my girl didn't allow me to name my daughter Rosalind so that I could call her Rose. I thought that would have been fucking dope. But yeah, man, life is crazy, man. I enjoy my life, and the only thing I can possibly do if I want people to respect my life, even though it may never happen, some guy might try to rob me, not knowing or caring who I really am in my heart and what I do, how I feel about him, how I wish him well, how I would always wish happiness and peace and prosperity to my opposition. Because if something positive will make you leave me alone, then I wish something positive on you. I just want you to leave me alone. That's the point. So I wish positivity on you, and I hope that'll make you go away. But somebody could very well not even give me an opportunity to express my love for them and humanity before they try to do something bad to me. And in such case, I'm a magged up. Sorry, good luck, take cover. I wish this wasn't happening between us. That's my take on it. But overall, man, humanity is a beautiful thing, and I love y'all, man. I just wish all of this bad shit wasn't happening, especially when I know that it doesn't have to. None of this shit has to happen, man. I think we some fucking weirdos for letting this shit happen too. Environments that are detrimental to the things that we claim to cherish the most, and then we don't fight like hell to get all the positive stuff that we said that we wanted, because somehow fighting just seems bad to too many of us. Even if it's for something good, you don't want to fight, and I think that's a bad way to look at life, man. I don't think that we should do that. I think there's a certain level of acceptance you got to have for the violence. You got to recognize the implied violence behind the control that they want over you, and since you seem to be surrounded by violence, I think it's only fair that you project violence onto the people who projected the violence first, and then tell them that if it's up, then it's stuck. If they want to do this, then we'll do it. We'll do the violent thing if that's what it has to be. That's what you insist on it being. Then okay, man, so be it. Just know that was your call. You said use the violence to get the shit done. So then we have to match you, because nothing else is going to work. Nothing else stops you. I think that's fucking fair, bro. I think that's fair, man. And for the sake of my kids, man, I wish that none of this was happening. Especially when I think that it don't even have to. The world is fucking super violent for no fucking reason, bro. And it all boils down to a lot of things, man. Like I was saying earlier, environmental things, especially economic games of poverty on the world. People are poor on purpose. The economic system insists that somebody be poor in order for it to be the way that it is. It has to do that, and because of that, I blame them for that. Not just for the economic games that they're playing, but for the after effect and what that does to the human psyche. Let me do a sound check. I got sound right now. I'm gonna sign off. I gotta make a call. I'm gonna sign off. Do I got sound right now? I'm good. Okay. Somebody said we should be creating, not destroying. Hell yeah, I think that if we was hell bent on creating, and if we all felt super ashamed of destroying, the same way the kid does when you catch them in the ice cream, when you told them have dinner first, and they got ice cream all over their fucking face, and they know that they fucked up, and we can make everybody feel like that about destroying instead of building. And there should be some great shame behind destructive actions. I think we'd be better off. I think we realize that we would pull ourselves away from this perceived scarcity, because poverty should be a result of scarcity, not a result of the fucking bullshit game. That's how I know that they deserve to get fucked up for doing what they're doing. Because we live in life very much like there's scarcity going on, but it's not. We have an abundance. They are mismanaging shit, and this is what the problem is. So fuck them for that. But if we avoid those things, we will reduce depression and the desperate acts that people do when they're in a state of desperation and depravity of simple basic things. You can get a person that means you well, you can get them to do something horrible to you and other people if you deprive them of natural basic things inside of your bullshit game, and you make them desperate and scared of the death. If you do that, you're going to get humanity to act out in a way that they wouldn't act if they had these basic things. And I think that we can help provide that. And I'm not talking about socialism or communism. I'm talking about doing it for the simple fact that you want people to calm the fuck down, not fight each other over food, and we could have figured out a less damaging way to provide for them. And then chill out so that you can... Yep, it's looping again. Okay. Looping and lagging because I'm out here in a dark space away from the towers on the highway. I'm gonna sign off and make this call that I gotta make. I'm tired of the looping and all this other shit. I've exhausted myself, really. My voice is getting a little hoarse, and I've said enough to be continued with this conversation. I like talking about these other things. I like examining these things because I discover things inside of myself, and I also make a good attempt to express my love for y'all, because I mean it when I say it. I love y'all, man. I'm trying to imagine the love your parents have for you, and then I tell myself, if I can't love you like that, I will at least get the fuck out of the way so that your parents' love is not disturbed. Somebody loves you the way I love my kids. I cannot hurt you, bro. I do not want to hurt you. I want you to be good. I want you to be left alone. And when I do that, so that I know that I'm not going to hurt you, when I see other people hurting you, then I go, I can't just stand by and let them hurt you either. I should probably also try to protect you. I've already divorced myself from hurting you. Now I should probably try to protect you too. Because that's where the love is. The love requires aggressive protection, and y'all got to know that. Peace and love to y'all, man. RPM Trey Vietnam in this bitch. Wu Bang, get a fucking gun and tell everybody that you out there for the hugs, but you might shoot some shit if that's what you got to do, because you want all the smoke, and you a balanced person. You will love, and then you will smoke shit. Period. And then it's up to everybody else to determine what version of you're going to give them. That's fair as fuck. Peace and love to y'all, man. Check out the merch. Check out the YouTube channel. Share this shit. I should be way more popular than what the fuck I am, and I'm starting not to like that shit. Let's go. Get the fucking numbers up. I want 10,000 subs by the end of the year. I'm barely at 4. That's a great endeavor for me to jump 6K. I want 6,000 fucking subs by December. Let's go. Wu Bang. RPM in this bitch.